Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, whether you're watching this on Facebook or whatever. It really means a lot to me, and yeah, just thanks for tuning in. It's been really hard for me to do videos just because growing up, I mean even until 6 months ago, 2 months ago, or before I posted my first video, I've been so nervous to put up YouTube videos because I don't want the world to judge me, and I'm worried about what people think, and I'm worried about, oh, if I don't get this many views, that's gonna be just so devastating. But that's kind of why I pushed myself to do it, and I really appreciate you guys supporting me with this. Speaking of which, that's kind of what I'm going to talk about this video. I'm not going to do the same one type of video that I did the last 2 weeks, where I did a pumpkin decorating video, and I did a Halloween party treats and stuff. But if you guys want to watch that, I'll link it in the bio or whatever. I'm kind of just want to sit down and talk because I want my content to help people, to be really meaningful, and to just kind of put more positivity in the world. And while pumpkins bring positivity, I think that I just want to talk and explain kind of my journey that's gotten me to this point to feel confident enough to put out YouTube videos. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and let's go ahead and get into it. So earlier this year, there was a conversation that basically I was told that I was living my life wrong. I needed to slow down, be more realistic, calm down, learn to love myself, all this kind of stuff. And that kind of really got under my skin because I was just first of all, I love myself. Thank you very much. A lot. I mean, not too much, but I'm a daughter of God, so I love myself because of that, and other things, but whatever. And so for that, and also I was calm down and slow down and be more realistic. How can you be so boring? I love going on adventures and doing all these things and just kind of living. And it took me a while because I really care about what people think about me, and I want them to like me and to approve of me. And that's something that over the last 6 months I've really been able to work on, and to learn that as long as I'm, comfortable with myself and confident in myself, it doesn't matter if people say bad things about me or if people say that I'm not living life the right way, because I don't care what they say. They live life their way. I have my own way. I'm not going to succumb to their way of life, even though we're both equal and have this opportunity to live life in our own individual way. And that's just something I've learned the last 6 months. But I wrote some things down, and so I'm going to kind of be looking, and I hope that doesn't make it seem not genuine, because it is. It's just I want to get it right, so bear with me. I think, well, I know for the last 5 or 6 years of my life, for sure, as I really, I went through the teenager years and everything, that's a whole nother story that we can get into later. I've had a lot of experiences, and there's been some really awesome ones and some really crappy ones, and I think that's just everyone with life. But something that I've realized along the way is that I love adventure, and I love travel, and I love the idea of just going somewhere, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, but having fun with it. And when I heard what that person told me about, be more realistic, I was just no, I want to run around like a chicken with my head cut off sometimes, and I want to know what's not going to happen, and I want to feel everything that happens in life. I want to feel the good, I want to feel the bad, I want to feel the excitement, the love, the nervousness, even the anxiety, even though that sucks. Again, another video I can do. But I want to feel everything, because I'd rather go through life feeling all these emotions than sitting back and just letting life happen to me, letting it just kind of cruise by. And these are some things that really I've been working on hard the last little while, because for the last, I don't even know how many years, a long time, I kind of put myself into this mold where I wanted people to like me so badly that I questioned everything I said. I questioned every thought I had, what I wore, how I acted, what kind of jokes I told, and just to make sure, like, to tailor it to the people that I was with, to make sure they approved of me. And that sucks. And I didn't even realize this was happening until earlier this year, when I was going through life, and all of a sudden I felt like I was just kind of falling, and I felt like things that were close to me, I was losing grasp of them, and it kept happening, and I didn't know when it was going to stop. It was just this constant free fall, and then all of a sudden I crashed, burned, rock bottom. Oh no, Captain America is falling. I hit rock bottom, and it sucked. I felt shattered, and I was trying to figure out how to put the pieces back together, but then I realized that what actually shattered was the mold that I put myself into. And honestly, it didn't take that long to figure out. I think because I had fallen so many times in the years previously that it kept getting cracked and cracked, but I kept cramming myself into this mold because that's all I knew. And so when it cracked and it was over, I didn't know who I was, essentially, but I also did, because it was the me that had been inside the entire time that was finally free and finally breathing and finally being able to do what I actually wanted to do and be who I wanted to be, which is like amazing. I felt like I was more like aware of my surroundings. I can clearly remember one day I was sitting on the couch and I just stopped, and all of a sudden everything just felt peaceful, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? And it just felt like I was me. I could feel the happiness stronger. I felt the frustration stronger, and I felt everything stronger. It's like I got a new pair of prescription glasses and I can finally see clear for the first time in however many years. And this was something that a lot of my people that I hung out with while I was, in this mold, they thought that I was broken. They thought that I was not who I was supposed to be. And I don't blame them for that. At first I did, because I was angered. I was like, how do you not see me for who I am? But it's because I put myself into this mold, and once that cracked, that's all they knew me as, was in that mold. And now I'm here, and I don't know what they think. That I used to really worry about what everyone thought, but it's just, as long as I'm happy and I'm going, I'm doing me, I'm being respectful and being kind, I'm not hurting people, I think that's all right. Yeah. I think something that was really hard for me during this period of kind of renewal was trying to find myself, but also not care about what people are thinking. And one way I did this was I watched a lot of videos and a lot of talks about, like, people who have kind of made it, famous actors or musicians or anyone who's had to go through a lot to get to where they are. And I have so much respect for them. One of my favorite speeches that I watched, well, I've watched this for years. It was the Steve Jobs commencement speech, and this was the one where, I have the quote right here, but at the end he says, "Stay hungry and stay foolish," and that's something that really has resonated with me, because he was just so successful, whether or not, regardless of everything else with that, he was successful. He created a huge company that, I'm using today. And to stay hungry is, to keep going. But then the stay foolish part, that kind of really got me. I was like, I don't want to be dumb. I don't want to feel stupid. But I remembered my sophomore teacher in high school. It was my math teacher. He taught me that whenever you have a question, don't be afraid to ask, because you're only dumb if you don't ask the question. And I was like, whoa! And it's kind of that thing where it's okay to be dumb. It's okay to go and ask questions and to not know, because you have to start off somewhere. And I think the past 6 months, I've really kind of been starting fresh and starting to regrow myself. And it's awesome and it's amazing and I'm so excited. But I've had to be okay with being dumb and not knowing what's going on. And another quote that I heard, they just help me so much with this stuff. This is actually right after I had that conversation with that person and they told me those things. I was like feeling kind of down, but I was like, with myself, I was like, I don't want to live like that. And so by chance, me and Alex went to Barnes & Noble and I found this quote. It's like a huge quote book, and I flipped to this one page. I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I feel. And it says, life is not a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in one pretty and well-preserved piece, but to skid across the line broadside, thoroughly used up, worn out, leaking oil, shouting, Geronimo! And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so true. I don't want to live this life just like not taking risks, not taking chances, and not going for things that I want to go for and failing. I mean, I don't want to fail, but I'm okay with failing because I want to try things and to go and to move. And I guess if anything, I hope that if you guys have gone through the same thing, or you're currently going through the same thing, or anything related or similar, you just remember to just go for it. I mean, my favorite quote ever, like this one and the one I just read, are like top up there. Oh, okay, come on, I gotta go get this. It's like my fave. Hold up,
It's on my whiteboard.
sorry. Okay. I'm just gonna try to, well, I don't know if this is gonna work out so well. Let's try this. Can you see that? So it says, don't let the noise, it's by Steve Jobs too, from that same speech. I think it was the same speech. But he says, don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. Have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. And then at the end of that part, he says, they somehow already know like what you really truly want to be. So I think if you just keep going and keep listening to your inner self. One of the things that I've learned is that you can't go through life worried about what people think, because they've lived their life and they're living their own life and they've thought of their own ideas, and what gives them the right to tell you how they think you should live, because you have the same right to find out your own way. I mean, of course, you know, if you're religious and you have religious leaders, and you, like I do, like I, you know, support my religious leaders and I agree with them, but I'm talking about people who are, you know, just random bystanders. It's your life. It's kind of like your show. And so I think with that, like, I want to entertain people. They don't know what's coming. Great. They're going to enjoy the show even that much more. If you know what's going to happen in your life and it's predictable, then that's boring. But if you're jumping from this to that to this to that, I think that's more excited. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this makes sense. It's just kind of a quick little blurb. But I love talking, and I think this is an important part of my life to document. A very important part of my life to document. Anyways, yeah, next week I'll have another video. It'll be kind of cute little fall things to do, date night ideas, fun, just cozy ideas. I don't know, I love fall, and I hope this video gave you guys something to think about. And yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, bye!